Hello everyone, my name is Calvin Bowman. My teammates are Rebecca Galloway, Allie Clifton, and Leah Burrell. I will be doing the narrating portion of this presentation. Our research question was, is it ethically permissible for a woman who has been raped to obtain an abortion? A little background information before we go into it is that in the United States, abortion was practiced until about around 1880, for which time most states had actually banned it, except in the instance to save the life of the woman if the child was threatening the woman's life. Before the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision legalized abortion in 1973, some dedicated and well-trained physicians actually risked imprisonment, fines, and loss of their medical license to provide women with abortions. On January 22, 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down all existing criminal abortion laws in the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. The court found that a woman's decision to terminate a pregnancy in the first trimester was protected under the right of privacy, which can be found in the 14th Amendment's concept of personal liberty. The court allowed states to place restrictions in the second and the third trimester to protect a viable fetus. This basically meant that it would be up to the states to decide if a woman could have an abortion during her second and third trimester. In 2007, the Supreme Court upheld the so-called Partial Birth Abortion Ban Act. What a partial abortion is that basically a abortionist will take the unborn child and move it into the birth canal, and it will use metal objects such as scissors to remove parts of the body, except it would leave the head there. Then the abortionist will take a strong vacuum and actually suck out the brain and collapse the skull. And from that point, the woman will give birth to a unborn child. The core issue of this situation is that abortion after rape is the debate on whether a woman should be allowed to take control of her own body. Many believe that she should not have to carry the child if she does not wish to do so. Others believe that life is sacred and should not be ended no matter how the child was conceived. The pro-life position, the main philosophical argument of many pro-life advocates is that since life begins at conception, abortion is akin to murder, seeing that it is a defiance of the sanctity of human life, stripping a child of their birthrights. Other philosophical arguments, such as no civilized society permits murder, adoption is a viable alternative for the woman, medical complications can result if the woman chooses to have an abortion, and it should not be used as another type of contraception. As in the instance of rape, abortion punishes the unborn child who committed no crime. Instead, it is the perpetrator that should be punished, not the innocent child. Pro-life in Christianity. A Christian worldview commitment might lead to a pro-life conclusion on the issue of abortion because even though the Bible does not specifically mention the word abortion, it has significant things to say about an unborn child. We see in Jeremiah 1:5 personal pronouns where it says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations." We also see in Psalm 139 something along those lines where it says, "My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the depths of the earth. Your eyes have seen my unformed substance." The next is the pro-choice option. The main philosophical argument behind pro-choice advocates is that it is critical to civil rights to allow a woman to have control over her body. Other arguments such as abortion is a safe medical procedure. Teenagers who become mothers have grim prospects of the future. And the concept of personhood is totally separate than the concept of human life. As in the instance of rape, some may argue that psychological harm can be caused to the mother if she was forced by the government to deliver the baby rather than having an abortion. The pro-choice and New Age worldview. The New Age worldview commitments might lead to a pro-choice conclusion on the issue of abortion. According to a person with this worldview, everything is spiritual in nature, and evolution is constantly moving mankind into a God consciousness. A New Ager's worldview commitment connects them with a moral relativism. What moral relativism states is that virtually every mindset and action is justified. Therefore, abortion should be justified. In our decision, our theoretical approach is that we believe that pro-life position has to be the position that allows no exceptions, even in the case of rape. Otherwise, it would make no sense. We want to point to a 5-step logical progression. The first step is that life is sacred. Society must preserve life. As humans, we consider life important and sacred. And having a woman having an abortion is just taking that away. The second is that unborn children are alive. There's no debating that an unborn child is alive inside the mother's womb. Non-living things are not even able to develop into living species, taking the issue of development off the table. Thirdly is that unborn children are human. If something is alive, then it must be a part of one species or another. Obviously, in the mother's womb, we know that it is a human being formed, not some other type of species. We know that in 9 months, the woman will give birth to a human. She won't give birth to a monkey. She will give birth to a human. And so we know that it is the correct species. The fourth is that abortion is murder. It is killing another human, which just simply boils down to that a human killing another human is simply just abortion. And fifth, murder is wrong. That one really takes no thought. It is just simple, clear, and concise. Our decision is the Christian worldview approach. We believe that life is sacred and should be protected no matter the conception. As a Christian, God tells us that we are made in His image. This includes children in the womb, so that they should be treated like the children of the God in which they are. Stephen Tracy put it that pro-life means that the valuing of a human life whatsoever, giving particular attention to the care and the protection of the weak and the marginalized. This is our worldview. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you very much.